Imagine you have a 25 amps household circuit breaker, a heat pump that draws 9 amps and remaining loads that draw 6 amps. In that case, 10 amps would remain for charging the electric vehicle. Imagine, in addition, there are 10 amps coming from the roof. So wouldn't it be great if the Wattpilot wouldn't base its operation on the limit of the household, but rather on the general power production? This is exactly what we can achieve with the dynamic load balancing feature. With it, you can be sure that even multiple Wattpilots know the limit of the household connection and also know the limit of the supply line to the Wattpilots. And will base their operation not on the limit, but rather on the PV production, and will get this maximum out of the sum. In this video, I will explain how this feature works and what settings you should activate. First, we connect to the Wattpilot via the Wattpilot app. We go to Settings, and then to Safety and Grid. Here you see the option Dynamic Load Balancing. If you see a lock symbol right next to Dynamic Load Balancing, then it means that it is hidden beyond the technician password. We click on Dynamic Load Balancing. Now we can set an inverter or a smart meter as a reference point. If there is a PV system, then obviously the inverter is the reference point. However, multiple Wattpilots can also use a smart meter IP without an inverter as reference point and work without a PV system. In that case, it has to be a smart meter IP. Next, we can set the maximum current of the grid connection and also set the maximum current of the supply line. Also, we can set the phase assignment of the Wattpilot in relation to the smart meter. If there's an overload of one phase, the Wattpilot can only reduce the power of all phases simultaneously. So if there are several Wattpilots, it makes sense to connect the phases differently. Then we can select the priority. There are 3 different priorities: high, medium and low. Wattpilots with priority high will get surplus first. If they have enough, then the remaining surplus is divided among devices with priority medium and then among devices with priority low. If devices have the same priority, then the surplus is distributed among them equally. And last but not least, we can set the fallback mode. By default, the fallback mode is 0 amps. This means once the Wattpilot loses its connection to the inverter or to the smart meter IP respectively, then it stops charging. If we want to allow the Wattpilot to continue charging even if the connection is lost, then we can set here a certain number of amps that are allowed.